Okay, the next thing or the last thing I'm going to go over with you, because I want you to do the check for understanding, and that's what I'm really going to focus on when I'm checking your notes. I'm going to see that they're completed, but I want to see if you can go through the steps and solve for the equation, write the equation. So on this example here, it says write the vertices of triangle JKL, which they've already drawn for you, and they give you the coordinates of the vertices, but it says to find the coordinates of the orthocenter. So we're focusing on orthocenter. So we have to know what point of concurrency or what segment creates that point of concurrency. So this is the point of concurrency for altitudes. I'm hoping you got that. Okay, so we're basically gonna draw, build, create altitudes, and come up with the intersection of those altitudes to find that coordinate of the orthocenter. So let's look here. We need to kind of decide where we want to start and create the altitude. Now, remember, an altitude is a segment that is perpendicular to a side and goes through to the opposite vertex. So let's start with the side JK, and I'm not joking. Let's do that. If I look here, the side JK is a horizontal line. So we got to remember our orvux. So if we have a horizontal line, perpendicular is going to have to be vertical. Now, when I come up with the equation of that, just recap, let me move this over. I'm going to draw flux. Horizontal, H is for horizontal. I'm just going to abbreviate. O, which is really my 0, is your slope. And the equation of a horizontal is y equals, and it equals a number. That number is the y coordinate. So when I'm dealing with vertical, V is for our vertical. And you probably already know this, and you can fast forward. U is our undefined, but our equation for that vertical line has to be x equals a number. Now, remember, it has to go to, if I'm looking at side JK, it has to go to the opposite vertex. That opposite vertex is L. And I can see that vertical line as such. And I'm just drawing the box to have an altitude. I don't need anything else. There are some special cases. If we understand what type of triangle it is, some other properties kind of come out. So we got that. Then we need to go ahead and find an altitude of another side. Let's do side KL. Okay, so I'm going to focus on this side here. I'm just going to darken it a little bit. Now, to do that, I need to, the first step of finding the equation to the altitude is finding the slope of that altitude, or slope of that side. The side is KL. We need to find the slope of KL. Use our rise over run. And if I look, that's 6 over 3, which can be reduced to 2. Now, altitudes are perpendicular, so now I need to know the perpendicular slope of that side. That would be a negative 1/2. And now, it's a different step than before. Well, not different, way different, but we now need to start where? To graph this altitude. You need to start at the vertex opposite that side. So, if I go to the vertex opposite that side, that is the side J, the vertex J. And we're going to do a slope of a negative 1/2. So that's going to be down 1 to the right 2, down 1 to the right 2. And we're going to see that this line here does not cut the side in half, like the horizontal line that we had. But what we're looking for is the orthocenter. And the orthocenter is the point where those altitudes intersect. So I'm just going to draw a little arrow. I'm going to add a point of intersection and show that that's the orthocenter. Doing these little things here is how you can get partial credit and get points when you're not getting all the way to the coordinates, because the key to this is getting our coordinates. And that's not an exact point, and I think some of you might guesstimate and see what it is, but I'm just going to use my equation for my horizontal line, which I know that the equation of this horizontal line, I'm not going to add a point, but let's add the point Z. Alright, so if I'm looking at from L to Z, the equation of that line is x equals 1. I know what x equals. Now, if I go ahead and find the equation of my blue altitude, let's add the point x here. Well, let's do t. So, if I do the equation from j to t, I'm going to use the vertex, which is j. J is the -2, +4. So I'm going to come over here. JT has the equation. Point slope form, that's all I need. We're going to do y minus 4 is equal to the perpendicular slope, which is our -1/2. Parentheses x plus 2. Oh, I almost ran out of room. Alright, and we're going to put it in point slope form. We're going to take it from point slope form, to slope intercept form. Go ahead and distribute. So we get y minus 4 equals a -1/2 x. I need to make this better, sorry. There's my sign. -1/2 x minus 1. And then we're going to solve for y. And we get at the 4. Let me make some more room. Maybe extend the page a little bit. Y equals, can't stop, -1/2 x plus 3. Okay, so here's my equation for the blue altitude. Here's my equation for my green vertical altitude. I know x equals 1, so all I have to do is plug that x into that equation there and solve and get my coordinate for y. So when I do that, y equals the -1/2 times 1 plus 3. Well, anything times 1 remains itself. So basically we take -1/2 plus 3, and we see that y is 2.5. Or we could call it 5/2. Oh, I thought there was something else. Okay, so all they wanted was the coordinate. So the orthocenter has the coordinate. And I'm going to talk about the check for understanding after this. 1, 2.5, or you can say 1, 5/2. Alright, so here's an example of what you're going to do. Now what I want you to do is we're going to check for your understanding. We're going to check this in class. I want to check that you've at least filled in some of these blanks. See if you can follow the steps that you had given to you on your notes. Because you're going to graph the points, connect them, create your triangle, and then do exactly what this is. Write what are the coordinates of h and ch is a median. So we're dealing with median, so we need to now follow the steps to help draw and write the equation to the median. So 3 problems for you to do for me to check on Monday. Thank you.